Test match. This is the only Test match, the Fáilte Solar Test match between Ireland and New Zealand, powered by SIG Energy. It's a 4-day test, and we're live for day one here.
Most experience of the Irish attack will take the new ball. Let's go. And the first runs come from the very first delivery. Just a tickle around the corner, exactly where any batter would like it to get things going. An err in line from Adair and punished. It's a boundary to start things as I welcome Isabel Joyce.
Thanks, Annie. We'll let you take a breath there. Now, brilliant, isn't it, being back up in Stormont? Bit too much swing. Latham ball first.
Oh, got him! And just like that, Adair strikes! Off the money, the first delivery. The second one couldn't have been any better. You talk about hitting the top of off. It's exactly what he's done. You leave at your peril, and Latham, he's gone for a duck.
Well, you might think 4 off the first ball, you're disappointed as a bowler, but what it did tell Mark Adair is that there's swing on offer. He adjusted his line, slightly adjusted his length, and it's absolutely perfect. The outside of the top of off as well. So Tom Latham, he's left that. Expected it to go over the stumps, but didn't get the bounce. Gone for none, 4 for 1.
Stohany. This one edged through that slip cord and I'm going to race away for the first runs off the bats. An action-packed first over. It's 8 for 1.
It's back in.
Glorious drive. The perfect full face of the bats has been shown by Devon Conway, and that accelerates across the outfield. Outfield can get quicker when the weather is like that. 4 from the moment it left the bats.
You get your full worth for any shot here in Stormont. Far too full for Mays. Easy for Conway, really. It was just a lean field is set for shorter length bowling. So he doesn't need to overhit it. Full face of the bat. And there you see, he stops the bat just past his pad. It shows you.
Right on the money, and that's that trademark Williamson stroke. Just opening the face. You might think a little fortuitous, but he's definitely looked to play that down with soft hands, and it will be the second boundary for Kane Williamson.
Yeah, a real lesson in how to play when you've got someone swinging it like Mark Adair, not to hit through the line of the ball. Be happy to allow the ball to come to you and trust that.
Preparation points. One thing remains consistent and constant, and that is the class of Kane Williamson. Yes, it's a leg stump half volley, but put away in real style.
And Tom Mays will be frustrated with himself there. He finished the last over pretty well. He's gone back too full at the beginning of this one. He's gone wide of the crease, looking to bring the ball in and swing it away, but the swing hasn't arisen. And
taken! Adair has his second, but Liam McCarthy on his Test match debut finds 2. You sensed it was coming! Ireland have the second breakthrough they wanted. Conway gets it out of the middle, but a leaping Liam McCarthy finds the second wicket.
the in-swinger, and it was a flourish, but have a look at that. To his left, Liam McCarthy, 2 hands wrapped around it. Devon Conway couldn't quite believe it. He stayed at the crease for an absolute age, but fast bowlers, they are now fielders as well. No more the days when they hang out down on the boundary. Devon Conway, well, he had so much space. He thought that that was going all the way to the boundary, but no. The 2 men who scored centuries in their last Test match are back in the hutch.
Just as I say, 23 deliveries with not many runs coming. Ravindra gets off the mark in real style. The perfect cover drive, over-pitched by Adair with that change of angle and punished. It's 25 for 2.
Clipped away, it'll be runs. Reeled in nicely by Cade Carmichael. Very quick across the turf.
It'll be his challenge, won't it? How consistently he can bowl to both of these players.
It's a glorious shot. Straight down the ground, and 4 runs to Ravindra.
just over-pitched a little bit this over. Maybe just the nerves of trying to get into his first over in Test cricket. Rachin Ravindra's so good down the ground. Player that's very strong off his legs.
Oh, the first time we see a lusty blow, and it's very lusty indeed. 6 runs to Rachin Ravindra, and maybe a little hint of that IPL action creeping into his Test match cricket. We've seen limited boundaries, but Ravindra may be looking to unsettle the debutant.
He's excellent on the short pitch deliveries. Pull shot where he intentionally likes to hit up and underneath the ball. Saw it early, just that bit of effort. He picks up the ball so quick.
Guided away in front of square. Probably won't get to the rope, as Doheny is the one tasked with doing the fielding, but 2 more runs to Williamson, who has this serene way of accumulating runs. That's over-pitched and nicely driven. Maybe not quite out of the middle of the bat from Ravindra, as Adair should be able to cut it off just inside the rope, but good running will get them back for a 3rd.
Yeah, lovely indication of Rachin Ravindra playing with a lovely straight bat.
So Mays will get things going after the drinks break, and well, it looks like he isn't at a bowl yet, because that is a rank long hop that's put away very comfortably by Kane Williamson, who really looks to start to get up and into his work. Not a good delivery, and well put away.
Yeah, just too wide and too short. You know, the first ball back after a little break is always the difficult one for the bowler, but Williamson's put that over.
Goes Fuller this time, and the result will be the same. A little bit of late swing on offer, but Williamson guides it elegantly and stylishly through that big gap between backward point and the wide mid-off. Back-to-back boundaries to start after drinks.
A little bit of shape away on show, but started too wide. Just looking at the field here.
Guided into the offside. Just that big gap, isn't it, between backward points and that wide mid-off, where you're looking at a position whereby Williamson's just going to put you.
Just take the single straight back past the bowler. Ravindra really good straight. Oh, it takes 2 actually. Whipped away. It's going to be a lot of work on the boundary, and even though Liam McCarthy is a fine fielder, really quick around the rope, he's unable to reel that in. And Ravindra can take 4. He's got 6 off the first 2 balls. Straight again from Ravindra. That'll be 4 all the way. The moment it went past McCarthy, it was on its way to the rope, and that's the 50 partnership as well. Ravindra joins Williamson on 31, but at a slightly quicker rate.
Any time that Ireland have bowled too full, they've been punished straight. Beautiful balance. Have a look at the back foot there coming off the ground, but he has the balance on the front.
Top edge, that'll go away. And that is the type of delivery and result that a bowler won't mind seeing. That's nicely worked away. We're on the first very hard, and oh, that's a good shout, that's a good shout, and it's given. Kane Williamson trapped LBW for 36. Liam McCarthy strikes his first Test wicket, is one of the all-time greats.
Good setup this from Liam McCarthy. Bowled short of a length, then short, outside off stump, drew Kane Williamson outside off stump, and then the Fuller delivery. Have a look at this front foot, just pushes towards off stump. That's hitting middle and leg. Didn't get a good stride down the pitch. Rod Tucker didn't take too long to make his decision. Williamson knows that he's been caught, and he goes for 36, 85 for 3 New Zealand.
To Mark Adair. Takes the edge, and that's gone. Daryl Mitchell lasts only 2 deliveries. Mark Adair has 3, and Ireland will feel very, very firmly in control early.
He's been sitting watching from the sideline for a while. A little bit too keen to get towards the delivery there. Leaves him a slight edge, but carries through nicely into Lorcan Tucker behind. An easy decision to make, and one brings two. Mitchell goes for one. New Zealand 86 for 4.
Lovely bit of timing. Just drop the bat on the ball. We know this outfield is really fast here. Just a tad overpitched.
Yeah, McCarthy made the change. Ultimately, a little bit too full, and Blundell very still at contact point. As you see, not much pre-delivery movement, very still on point of release, but transferring his weight into the shot beautifully, and just brought.
That was still hit beautifully over the boundary rope.
A little bit short from McCarthy, and anything less than 4 wickets, I think Ireland would have been a little bit disappointed. Had the wicket played as they thought? You know, potentially not. Certainly thought there might be a bit more pace.
Nope, straight at the pads. A bit of excitement from behind. It will be lunch break. After winning the toss and bowling first, Ireland picking up 4 wickets. The ebbs and flows we've touched on and how they've gone about that innings. Partnership between Williamson and Ravindra had New Zealand flying for a period there, but back-to-back wickets of Kane Williamson and Daryl Mitchell, who has the ability to shift innings forward quickly, just have that control. Maybe even Ireland slightly ahead in this position.
Finishing 10 off 30 balls there at luncheon, but as I said, Ravindra's been the standout. 45 off 70, batting with great tempo and rhythm to his innings so far.
Mark O'Dea, leader of this bowling attack, picked up 3 wickets. McCarthy as well. It's been good all round. Some action in the field. Where we are at the moment, Ravindra 45 not out. Tom Blundell, they'll look to resume after the lunch break. Ireland won the toss and decided to have a bowl first. New Zealand 104 for 4.
After lunch. He's driven through the offside, beats the attempted dive of Tom Mays and races away to the rope. The outfield looks nice and quick, slightly over-pitched by Adair.
Yeah, it was a bit of a long half volley, wasn't it? It had the width as well. Slips all back in play for Mark Adair. No surprise there. He's been pretty much on the money, but this was too full. And you don't have to move your foot too much. Great balance, though. Head position, get the hands through. Textbook.
Little agricultural as the bottom hand comes through from Blundell. He has his own style. A lack of foot movement from what I saw in that. Edged away and pierces the gap between the slip and gully and will race to the rope. An expensive over coming back after lunch for Mark Adair. This was nicely bowled though, coming years. This is latched onto by Ravindra. And what a glorious way to bring up your 50. He has pummeled that into the deep. And it's going to soar all the way for 6. It's come off 87 deliveries for Rachin Ravindra. He's as stylish as there really is around the world game. And oh no, slightly lazy piece of fielding, that one from Liam McCarthy. He almost just Dublin bridged it, dived over, edged and put down. Think this is carried to second slip. Half a shot. Balbirnie, who's just off the field, possibly for a comfort break, went very quickly.
Chance of the carry.
Dug into the hips, worked away nicely by Blundell. He'll take 2. Oh, shot. That's where everybody in the ground stands up and applauds. Glorious, sounded wonderful off the bat, races to the rope. And Blundell showing some of that aggression that he showed particularly earlier on in his career.
Yeah, just a little bit short here for McCarthy. You know, it looks like a stiff delivery, his first spell, or his first over of this afternoon session. Lovely shot. A little bit wide, but from Wilson. Put away to the boundary from Tom Blundell. But yes, you know, he's a very dangerous batter. Likes to score quickly. You know, likes to take the bowling on and be proactive. As we're seeing since lunch, you know, he was very certain.
Playing away from the body again, but he's got such a great eye. So many wicket keepers do.
But yeah, it's just getting back to that batting outside the crease, you know, trying to negate that swing as we've mentioned, but potentially with this.
Worked away, it's racing away, but there's still, just as I was about to say, there's cover out on the fence. It sneaks beyond the fielder. And Stephen Doheny drops his head and then raises an apologetic hand to his teammates.
Yeah, frustration this for Liam McCarthy. Obviously a little bit wide. Should have been a simple 2.
Well, dropped in short and worked away forcefully, but not going to cross the rope. Some excellent fielding. Cade Carmichael is very quick across the turf. His footwork is excellent. Well, another that's just gone right through, and that's the 150 up. Tom Blundell not maybe catching it quite as cleanly as he would have liked, but effectively New Zealand 100 bowler. This one's going, and that's 6 all the way.
Super strike from Tom Blundell. Just a little bit more flight from Andy McBride. A little bit fuller. Blundell steps out, step hits it. Over mid-on, clears the ropes easily. An indication that Blundell potentially realises the fact.
It's just going to be their fatigue because they don't play as much.
Reverse swept very effectively. That will get Blundell to 48. He looks a dynamic, attacking player. He's got a good record too, experienced, like so many of this Kiwi. So it gets their debut a little later, but has looked in full control out there. Good stroke.
One thing he does really well, initially against the spin, he'll look to go back. And what that means is, as a spinner, you say, well, I've got to get it fuller to try and bring in those dismissals in front, in between bat and pad and the outside edge. Just watch this. He knows that he's going to have to bowl fuller, so he's reacted to that by getting forward on the sweep.
And create a chance through that. Because that will be 50 for Tom Blundell. He's played ever so nicely, close to flawlessly. In fact, it comes off 81 deliveries, a 12th Test match 50 in his 73rd innings to go alongside those 5 centuries, and a warm applause from both sides of the supporters' camps here. And one of the shots of the day belongs to Ravindra. Half volley maybe, but the on drive, always a thing of beauty. 177 for 4. Legendary Irish Cricket Club. As a reverse sweep comes out, goes very fine and will race to the rope. Spoils what was a very good over for McBride up to that point. 181 for 4. They're so close. This one's driven down the ground, not out of the middle of the bat, but I think it's going to be good enough to challenge the rope. Won't quite get there. Irish fielders hunting packs to save 1 run, 3 to the total.
He's played this shot well today, Rachin Ravindra. Probably not the line when they're looking at that particular field they've got set. They probably want to sort of, if you're getting any movement.
Oh, that's perfectly pierced the gap. A lovely flourish from Blundell. It was overpitched by McBride, but the way in which he's found that gap between cover and mid-off, ever so impressive.
100-run partnership as well comes up between these two. Much needed time when New Zealand lost 2 wickets in a row. Just that drift.
From Tom Blundell. There is a long on out, but he's not going to be able to cut it off as that one's powered down the ground. 1 bounce skips off the surface, and it's the second boundary of the over.
It's been a clear conversation between these batters to say we're not going to let him settle. We're going to look to attack him. Know that he's just bowling those flat deliveries that are drifting away. himself to hit through the line.
Goes to the reverse sweep again, as McBride has changed the angle to come around the wicket. There is a fielder at deep point, but he's not going to be able to get there. Blundell continuing to prove very effective against Andy McBride.
Yeah, that change of angles, still that adjustment, knowing he's not going to spin the ball back too much. It's just going to angle across him. Yeah, I think Boxing Day Test is everyone's dream. His kids get up on Boxing Day, watch the cricket over in Australia, or it's more around.
And this one is going to go away. So to the boundary for 4. And Blundell moves into the 70s. New Zealand 207 for 4. Goes to that pull shot again. Slightly miscued, a little high on the bats, but it might still race away to 4 for 4, and he does. So Rachin Ravindra very quickly into the shot.
Yeah, possibly another indication of a two-pace pitch. I think he was actually through the shot slightly too early, the ball holding up in the surface a bit. When you've got that much space in the deep, you're not too worried.
End of 58, 214 for 4. With that, we are going to have tea. And while there was some very early success for Ireland, courtesy of Adair's double strike at the top with Latham and Conway back in the hut earlier, he's got 3 for 36, pick of the Ireland bowlers, 1 for 56 for Liam McCarthy. He's taken a little bit of tap. Brian has been deliberately attacked largely by Tom Blundell.
Is going to be the state of play for this at the T stage of day 1 here. Ravindra 85 not out, Blundell 74 not out. It's a record 5th wicket partnership against Ireland in Test match.
Starts over pitch, but straight to cover. And I suppose for Ireland, who are so reliant upon Andrew McBride to give them control in Test match cricket, that tactic of Blundell being the one with the good matchup, although it was the reverse sweep, he was mainly profiting from more. As that comes off the toe end, is going to race to the rope, and Ravindra moves into the 90s.
Yeah, purposely just guided through that gap. Rachin Ravindra has just looked to time those deliveries that are slightly wider, nice on top of the ball. Just the fact of the game where they're trying to now control that run rate before it gets out of hand, before New Zealand are able to really
Down the track this time and guided away. What a beautiful adjustment from Blundell. Almost had to correct himself in the stroke, but he does so very effectively indeed.
You just see they've started to go that wider plane, and he's made that movement there.
Squeezed away and work its way past the fielder as well. A hand on it, so probably not going to get to the rope.
A great chase that from Andy Balbirnie, isn't it? He recognised he needed to chase after that as the 150 comes up for that partnership.
And there it is. It's a 3-figure score for Rachin Ravindra. An innings of grit, of grace, and of glorious stroke play at times as well. For a cricketer of substance, a man who bats with a very quiet authority, but receives loud applause here. Will work its way to the boundary very nicely, and Blundell into the 90s. There's your Centurion. That's the last delivery that's worked away, though, by Blundell. And that's just punched beautifully. Race away for 4. Ravindra goes to 111. New Zealand 261 for 4 after 72.
Spinner from Donamana. Great balance. Punch through the offside. It won't go all the way, but a long chase on for Cade Carmichael. Gives way to Stephen Doheny in the end. But it just looks like he's working out this surface.
It's the reverse again. It might just race to the boundary. It's cut off only just. Enormous speed around the rope from Doheny. Denies Blundell the 4 that would have seen him to the 6. That will be it. Plays it finally. And Tom Blundell goes to 3 figures. A man who hasn't scored a century since December 2024 scores his 600 in Test match cricket and is very warmly applauded by all those in the New Zealand.
Well, in the search for wickets, we'll turn to the part-time off breaks of Harry Tector, who was immediately dispatched with real disdain into the offside. Kevin O'Brien joining me. Kev, things looking very, very ominous for Ireland all of a sudden.
Yes, these two batting beautifully this afternoon session, really taking the Blundell.
Almost an action replay. Better delivery this time, but the result will be the same. Ireland starting to look a little ragged as the Stormont Sun pounds down upon them. Blundell, he's got to the landmark. He's now looking to cash in. Helped away. Now there is a fielder out there, going to have to make good ground, and doesn't end up getting anything on it. It's going to be 3 consecutive 4s. The question to you, Kevin O'Brien, is, was this a chance?
Looking at Harry Tector's reaction, one would suggest it was. Pulled short, dropped short again, pulled. He's just, Stephen Doheny's just misjudged that. I think it's bounced wicket, but 4 more.
Well, this has been given the kitchen sink. Going to go many a mile. 4 consecutive boundaries to greet the beginning of Harry Tector's spell. And that's a monstrous 6. The biggest hit of the day belongs to Blundell. Tector being torn apart for Tector. So he's going to ramp it over his shoulder. A bit of T20 cricket coming to the fore in the Test match game here. Blundell has been so dominant, so positive. This one's edged away. A touch of fortune for Blundell, but he's going to continue to get the strike. I think what Balbirnie wants is Tector to bowl to Ravindra, but he just can't get him on right now.
Lovely whip of the wrists through mid-wicket. Not chased down, but yeah, Blundell's been a little bit more aggressive. Taken.
Beautiful use of the feet from Rachin Ravindra. He is such an elegant batter. And it's another maximum. He's added real power to his game in recent years, with more and more of a focus on the T20 style of his batting. And he just picks this up and sends it all the way for 6 more.
Great use of the feet.
As Tector's going to continue and buys that wicket. And the exhibition is going to end as Harry Tector, well, he's happy to celebrate it, but again, it's all about the catch. Tom Mays makes good ground to his right. A pat on the back for Ravindra as he looks down at his bat. Ireland, they needed something. It comes from the part-time off breaks of Harry Tector.
Well, you called it, Lenny. Trying to buy a wicket, again, short of length. Something that Ravindra's been superb this innings, is picking up the length early. Just potentially skidded on a little bit. Good catch by Tom Mays out of deep mid wicket. Just came off the toe of the bat, I feel. Tom Mays has made good ground, and he's a good fielder, Tom Mays. He's got good hands, made up good yards as a big, tall opening bowler, and pouched it.
It means that Ravindra will have to trudge off for 121. I think it will also get us to a bit of a drinks break too. It's 303 for 5. Foxcroft does well. Don't think he'll even worry about the second. In fact, he will. Happy to get back down. A little bit shorter than Wilson would have liked, and punched through the offside for what will be a comfortable couple. Is it just me, or is there maybe a shade of Jimmy Anderson to Wilson's action? A little bit in his follow-through, his approach. Obviously very big boots to fill, mentioning England's maybe greatest seamer of all time. This one's worked into the leg side. Should be at least a couple. Might think about the third, and they should indeed get home comfortably for that. A few of the Irish fielders starting to show some signs of fatigue, understandably.
Absolutely, you know, you've got a very hot day here in Stormont, and
good back foot punch for what should be a couple. Blundell good against the softer ball, now good against the second new ball. Reminder that tickets are available for days 2, 3 and 4 on Cricket Ireland.
This one though finds the edge. It's thickish. It's running away, and it'll hit the boundary rope and register another 4 for debutant Foxcroft.
Seen a few runs go through there for most of the day, just stuck at the crease, fending his hands out at the ball. Any other given day, sometimes you might get an edge on that. Question.
That's glorious from Foxcroft. Full face of the bat down the ground, deleted.
I have to admit, I'm really disappointed. 3-3-3.
Another one down the ground. This one not quite as he would have liked. It'll trickle its way past a couple of fielders, reeled in by Mays. It's back for 2. But yeah, he's 1 away now from his highest score. I think many remember that 107 because he was keeping at the time on take office from the 1st of July. Jeff Allett, who had his injury troubles as a player but was a fantastic pace bowler in his day, and at the 99 Cricket World didn't quite get hold of it, but he's got enough of it to see it away. It'll trickle out towards the boundary rope. It's going to be reeled in. They're going to run at least 3.
Yes, he was.
Oh, misfield. Just in a bit of a tangle, young Ruben Wilson. A little shorter. And that'll be the 50 partnership. Dean Foxcroft into the 30s. New Zealand go to 355. Played very nicely. Again, not an enormous amount of venom behind it. It's still enough to get to McCarthy. Oh, that was a very brave shot, stepping across his stumps. Mark Adair is looking to reel this in. We'll get there as well. And he showed some energy in his run-ups today and sprinting in what might very well prove to be the final over of the day as well. 17. So Tom Latham, second ball of the innings, dismissed by Mark Adair. Beautiful ball that jagged back towards the batter, Devon Conway. Mark Adair, the pick of the Ireland bowlers, 3 for 66, his return. Liam McCarthy, the wicket of Kane Williamson, 1 for 96. And Harry Tector turning the wicket of Ratchet. Ireland were on top early on in this test match. Blundell, though, 142 not out. He'll resume on his highest ever test score. Ravindra excellent for his 121.